We both like the movie Days of Thunder.
Yes.
Tropic Thunder, he also has a really good cameo in. That's one of the roles that I'd enjoyed him the most in. Tropic Thunder. He's the horrible
he's
studio
hilarious
director
in that movie.
Yeah.
He wears a suit. Remember when he's like,
and he's very
and he does
very
that,
much
and
got
another
the half
one.
bald.
He does that whole dance. Do you remember that?
No.
It's so good.
I've never seen that movie.
It's a pretty.
I'll watch
funny
it
movie.
if we force Brendan to sit through
Okay, so
Napoleon
listen.
Dynamite. I am Butler Eagle Sports writer Derek Pida, and here with me today are fellow sports writer Brendan Howe and Eagle Sports editor Jake Murda Adams. This is season 2 of the Alter Eagles Eye on Sports. So we gotta relive our sports memories from over the weekend.
We had a fun
I want to
weekend.
hear about your trip with Will to Penn State.
Okay. So Will's first Penn State game, he's rooted for Penn State, watching them on TV for several years now. We basically agreed, Beth and I, that at the end of the last college football season that this year would be when we got him to his first game. And, of course, tickets to Penn State, Nevada are a lot cheaper than Penn State, Oregon. So guess which game we went to?
Longtime Big Ten member Oregon.
Penn State, Nevada over the weekend. Leading up to that, I'm just a person. I take sports seriously. I know it's entertainment and all this, but when you look at as much effort people put into it, whether it's coaches, players, fans,
reporters,
I take sports seriously. So I told him the days he didn't have school last week. They don't start school until the day this drops.
They're still one of the later ones.
Yeah, because construction on the high school campus. Slippery Rock.
Okay.
So the days leading up to us going to the game, I was like, okay, well, there's just certain things you need to know as a Penn State football fan. Mm-hmm. Joe Paterno, first year's coach, 1966. The coach before him was Rip Engel, who is actually from 30 miles from where I grew up, which is crazy. Penn State's won 2 national titles, 1982, 86. In 86, he's just okay. He's trying to take all this in. What am I going to be tested?
Flashcards.
Yeah, flashcards. But when we got to the game that day, we tailgated for about an hour, and we started walking up to the stadium. And I kind of just laid back a little bit. I mean, I was there, and we sat right next to each other at the game. But Penn State is Beth's turf. I mean, that's I'm Clarion. I'm not,
Hey, don't knock
I like
our own
it's
own.
Ohio State's turf is what it is.
That's Beth's turf, and it's her family that has the long tradition with Penn State football. Her grandpap, who was born in 1902, worked for Penn State.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes, her grandfather was born in 1902, and he worked
Back
for
when
Penn State.
it would have been what? Penn Technical College?
Something like that.
Is that what it was?
I don't think it was Penn
No,
State University.
it was an
when did it-
agricultural school at that
When
time.
did it become Penn State University?
The
When
50s?
was it
Something
because Slippery
like
Rock used to be Slippery Rock College before it was
I'm
that.
looking
Before
this
that,
up.
it was Slippery Rock State Normal School.
yes.
All the state universities were that.
yes.
So I just kind of laid back and let Beth, she took him up. We sat in the upper deck, but before the game, she took him out to the other side of the concourse and looked down, and there's the tradition of the blue band, Penn State's band, coming up the street and playing, and it's like a tradition. So
It's the one thing about Penn State I like is their band.
I'm just kind of sitting there taking it all in, letting her have her interaction with him, because she was going to games when she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So and then the game was played, and of course to nobody's surprise, Penn State crushed them, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
The final score is 46-11.
Whoa.
And I did not know this until the next day. I saw it online that it was the first 46-11 final score in college football history. So we saw history. That was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Scoregami.
Very cool.
Love it. So to close that circle, Penn State opened in 1855 as the Farmers High School of Pennsylvania. It changed its name 7 years later to the Agricultural College of Pennsylvania, and 12 years after that, it went by Pennsylvania State College, which it kept until 1953 when it became Penn State University.
So 1855 it opened. That was only 47 years before my wife's grandfather was born.
Crazy.
Can you imagine being born?
1902.
I can't
He was
imagine being
10.
born.
He was 10 years old when the Titanic sank.
That's crazy.
Okay.
So we're gonna
How long did that news come to get around?
Well, by telegraph. No, we're gonna
10 days later, all these people. Oh, sorry.
Jake had an interesting Saturday night down at PNC Park.
Interesting.
Yes.
Derek and I were discussing who had the better weekend off show, and I think it's between Derek and I because I saw Savannah Bananas, hence the hat. I also got a Texas Tailgaters hat, which it was not nearly as cool as this hat is. I was very disappointed by that, but it was very fun. 2 complaints that I had about it is, one, the game it has a maximum time of 2 hours, and by game I mean all of the entertainment and stuff that goes on within it that interrupts like actual play. It went an hour and 40 minutes. We got shrifted by 20 minutes. So I want some money back for that, Jesse Cole. But that's because the game was 2-0. And by 2-0, I mean 2 points because they don't allow you can only score points if you win the inning. So if one team scores 3 runs in the top half and the home team scores 4 runs, the home team gets 1 point.
1 point.
So it's kind of like tennis or actually golf. Like you win the hole, you just get that point. So it was disappointed just because like it would have been fun to see 20 more minutes of that. It was an enjoyable time. That's a good complaint to have. The other complaint that I have was not because of the bananas. I spent an hour in line to get crab fries at PNC Park because they had 2 lines, one of which was a kiosk line that I didn't realize was the line that I was supposed to start in, and the other line which was the one getting the food, and that took 45 minutes just to be in that line to finally get my food because they were not serving fast, and also the setup of a kiosk and then handing a receipt to say this is the order that I got at the kiosk that you don't get the paper for because the system's not set up that way took forever. 40 people took 45 minutes to get their food.
Crazy.
It was insane. So I missed almost all of pregame. But that's not the Bananas' fault. It was a fun time. It was really entertaining. Alex Ziegler, the Butler native, had 2 at-bats on Saturday night. I believe he had 2 more on Friday, including a single. He flew out in his first at-bat on Saturday night. He grounded into a double play on his second at-bat. He doesn't see the field too regularly with them. He's more like the guy that runs around the stands doing a bunch of bat tricks and balancing tricks and things like that. So obviously he got extended playing time this weekend because he's in front of his hometown crowd. But he went out before his second at-bat and talked or had his mom with him, and they did like a little dance. Like it wasn't choreographed or anything like that. They just danced to a song. And then he went up and grounded into the double play. It was, I don't know exactly how to like describe some of it. I mean, if you watch any of the stuff on their social media, it's pretty similar, but they do a lot of new things with each day. They always bring a different element in. They had Freddie, I'm going to get this wrong, mid-2000s all-star hitter for the Pirates. Freddie Sanchez. Okay, I was going to say Gonzalez, and I knew that was wrong. Freddie Sanchez was one of the 2 former Pirates to play. And then now I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, I know this is great audio.
It's great
I love
audio
it.
that I get to have.
John Henrietto.
I view Banana Ball as Magic Mike in baseball uniforms.
Hey, I mean,
Listen, if it was, there wouldn't be so many kids there.
there'd be
Just
a
saying.
heck of a lot more women.
I wouldn't have been working Saturday night.
already
Let's just
taught.
say
Yeah, all
that.
those women are sitting in the PNC bleachers hoping that somehow the baseball player from home plate sees him and is like, I want to be with you. Doesn't happen.
Really? From the Savannah Bananas?
Jack Wilson.
That's just regular
Jack,
baseball
yeah.
anyway.
Shortstop.
That's how
Shortstop
we feel
Jack
about regular
Wilson.
players.
They saw a combined 3 pitches. That's it. You could clearly tell that they were no longer in baseball shape, but that's kind of the fun
Jumping
of it.
Jack Flash.
They did play Jumpin' Jack Flash for his walk up. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, the Bananas, the dad bod set cheerleaders were very entertaining. The musical choices were very fun. We had the pep band up in our section at one point. They did a banana toss contest pregame in which like one of the contestants was throwing from the very upper deck all the way down to the field to try to get into someone's pants. Extended
Brendan, I told you you should have been.
Like
yeah,
actual
actual
bananas?
bananas. Yeah.
Okay, so this originated in Savannah, Georgia?
Correct.
And how long ago was
I think
it formed?
2016 was when it was a minor league or independent pro ball franchise before, but it became the Bananas as they are currently known in 2016.
Okay.
Started small. They didn't really start to get popular till like 2018-19.
Kind of the baseball version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Harlem Globetrotters, which they did come to Clarion.
They did.
And I met
missed
some of them in Walmart.
I missed them.
I've seen that. I've seen them.
I
play
was
once.
studying.
I wasn't, apparently. I was at Walmart with my friends, and we were like, hey. I was like, wait.
When that Walmart opened, my cousin helped open, and he was working for Walmart. He was a district manager for Walmart.
That was a big deal, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Walmart coming to Pennsylvania. Actually, it started in Pennsylvania, down in Pencil, Arkansas, or Kentucky, Arkansas, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Kentucky, Arkansas. So, Brendan, your Buckeyes.
What was your weekend like?
Proved Arch Manning is a fraud, apparently, to the
I had
sports
fun
world.
watching it. I had more fun going up and seeing one of my close friends. I see him like twice a year now. We used to hang out every day. It was like reminiscing. I found out that one of his roommates or one of his roommates' friends that we always hung out with and played basketball with is married and has a kid now. So that was enlightening.
It's getting real. It's getting real, man.
Yeah. So
Wait till your
it's
frontal
always
lobe's
sad
fully
like
developed.
leaving him because we realize like. Okay, mine is actually.
It's
25.
not. No, 27.
26.
27, actually.
Well, you keep pushing it back, huh?
I'm not pushing it back. That's what Dr. Brophy told me, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to just go off of what
Well,
he says.
Neither of you guys won an organized football game this weekend.
Oh.
So I did last night. I think I win. I had Taco Inc. in DuBois. You ever been there? Very good place
In
for
Dubois?
Mexican food.
We used to call it Dubois.
That's what my Siri calls it. Anyways, I had
Your series.
I had that
You have
that
personal
place, a big
relationship with
burrito. Came back and we made burrito bowls, me and Bailey, which were
I was
pretty
just
good.
going to say who.
Did I mention her last week? Because you never said.
You didn't say her name
I don't
last
think
week.
you did.
Oh,
I think
man.
You
You
I think
didn't
you started
even
the season with a
say
whole
her
episode
name.
Oh, no.
without saying her name.
Yeah. What
It's
else
okay.
did
You
I
guys
do
are
this
still
weekend?
together, so apparently you got by her.
Played a whole lot of college football 26 this weekend, which is fun.
This is a really dull reaction to his number 3 Buckeyes beating the number 1 team. in
The
nation.
game just wasn't
You know what?
entertaining.
lost.
This isn't
He
fun.
can deny it. He can deny it because they won the national championship last year. But that loss against Michigan, it still has them down. It still has them down.
That
You see Dave
energy's still
Portnoy
in
running
here.
around Columbus beforehand. Like
I
he
try
went up
not
to
to.
Will Howard with great gold pants, which is like what you get when Ohio State or Michigan beats the other team. They get gold pants. It's like a necklace. He went up and tried to give it to Will Howard, and Will Howard just dropped it. It's kind of funny, but Dave Portnoy and Fox is kind of a joke. Anyways, yeah, I was happy they won. There was some other good college football games that I didn't really watch much of because I haven't bought YouTube TV yet.
Notre Dame, Miami was a good game.
That's what I heard. Yeah, and then Bill Belichick got smashed last night.
That
It was like a hate watch from everyone. I was seeing notifications come up on my phone. I was like, guess he's not doing too well.
I watched TCU running backs run for 20 yards, 4 or 5 straight plays, and I said, okay, I'm not.
Someone said that the final score was reflective of the age gap between him and his girlfriend. So 34 points. Was it 34 points? 48-14?
Burn.
48.
Low-hanging fruit there.
That's what.
Well, how
yeah,
old is
Twitter-
she again?
24 or 25.
She's 24, 25. How old's he?
Like 70 something.
Yeah.
72.
Yeah, there's some. It skipped the Oedipus complex stuff here and went to whatever would be beyond that.
I need to understand. I have to understand. As a woman, I do have questions.
So you're saying if like a 100-year-old man that's just
We'll
loaded
talk
comes up to you
after
right
the
now.
show. We'll talk after the show.
So you're saying
got
if Derek's dad comes up to you with 2 big duffel bags of cash.
I don't know. It
Where's
seems
he
like
getting that from?
it seems like Jordan
Yeah.
is.
Derek's like, why am I not getting those 2 big bags of cash?
It seems like Jordan though is kind of wearing the pants in that relationship, or the sleeved hoodie in that relationship.
Yeah.
Sweat rags.
We're not going to give Bill any more airtime.
Hey friends, before we jump back in, just a quick reminder. If you're looking for all the latest high school football scores, schedules, news, and highlights around Butler County, make sure you check out this week's live coverage on our website. It starts every Thursday with features, previews, and more, and continues Friday evening with a live blog we update throughout the games and post-game recaps after that so you don't miss a thing. ButlerEagle.com/section/sports has everything from local highlights to player spotlights. So it's a great place to stay caught up on all things high school football, soccer, and the rest of the fall sports. That's ButlerEagle.com/section/sports. Also, if you're enjoying this podcast, it really helps us out when you rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen. And don't be afraid to tell your friends and family. We love word of mouth. It not only helps more people find us, but it also lets us know what you'd like to hear more of. Thanks for your support. Now let's get back to the show. I got one more bit of football news for this week. Defending champions play on Thursday night.
Are you going?
Go Birds! No. I can't afford those
I feel like
tickets.
you're doing like a Chicago thing when you do that. It sounds like the Bears when you do.
Go
the
Birds.
Go Birds.
I got a heart attack. That's my third one this week.
I sit in the car this weekend for like 14 combined hours. So
I got a piece of sausage lodged right here.
Chris Farley.
Bob Schwarsky.
Has that
The
memorized
Bears.
so much better than I ever could.
The Bears.
Did you see when Michael Jordan came on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh, I didn't.
I should say I've seen it because I was what,
I love
4
that,
years
man.
old, but that was I've seen the highlights of that. It's pretty funny.
You were
back
4?
When the second Chicago Bears SNL skit landed, I think that was like early 90s, early to mid 90s. Because the first one I think was in 88.
Let's get my driver's license.
Because it was still when the Bears were actually good at football.
ooh.
Speaking of
So
football.
speaking of football,
Week
2 in the books. I know what stood out for me, but I'm low on the totem pole. We're gonna go over to Brendan first.
I covered Seneca Valley. Different atmosphere than I'm used to. Just a bigger school. I covered another 6A school at home this week in Butler, but it was different. Like I'm used to these like Freeports, Carn Cities. Mars is even kind of smaller. Very big atmosphere. The game kind of went how I thought it would. North Hills is a smaller school than Seneca Valley. Seneca Valley really controlled both sides of the line of scrimmage, which I wrote about. I realized I could have pivoted as I was interviewing post-game, and I felt like my story didn't run as well as I wanted it to, because I was kind of talking about how well they did on the line. Then I'd talk about this receiver that had I think he led them.
O'Shea.
Yeah, he led them in rush. He was either first or second in rushing and first in receiving for Seneca Valley, which is a sophomore 6A school. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that was what I covered. But what surprised me, and I texted Gabe Hine about this, was I should not have chosen against Mars on our show last week because they ended up go out and beat Bethel Park. I saw you were kind of updating it. Saw some highlights on Twitter. Gabe had an interception. There was another pick six somewhere in there. I think Ethan Krasinski had it, right?
Yeah.
So they're for real this year. They go up to
Corcoran had it. He had Corcoran had the interception that ended the game, but he didn't return it to the end, so never mind.
I won't be doubting Mars the rest of the season if they can go up and beat a 5A school on the road like they did.
One Gabe Hine thought, we can't have you write about him anymore because every time you do, he throws up like a 1 for 11 stat line. He did that last year.
Hey,
He just did that this
crucial
week.
interception. That he
This is
said
true.
that he expected to be doubled that entire game. So.
And it's a much better defense than they faced last week.
Here's the thing: if they're doubling him, it's opening up something for somebody else. Too.
Yeah. That was we talked about this a little bit on the last show. Like, when do you kind of start figuring out what a team's identity is or what they're going to be for the year? And I think that game kind of proved for me watching it. I had it on the computer, so I was listening / trying to watch it a little bit throughout the night. That Mars team, I think it's going to be between them, Carn City, and North Catholic as to who are our 3 best teams. Who will be our best? And I know there's very different.
The North
class
Catholic
sizes.
score. The North Catholic score also surprised me a little bit.
69
That
to 10.
showed very eloquently what the difference is between a program that has the playmakers and a program that is building a program looks like.
I think we thought Knock was going to be competitive this year. Maybe not quite as. Maybe not like 8-2 or something in the regular season, but I did not expect them to be 0-2 to start the year, and this kind of 0-2. So that was a surprise. But also North Catholic, we knew their offense was good, but they're averaging, I think the Whippeal most like 62 or 6. Yeah, it's like 63 points a game or something like that. They're averaging. I think it's tops in the Whippeal, which is just a crazy number. Carn City looks like they're just going to dismantle everyone that they face outside of like 2 or 3 teams throughout the year. That game wasn't close by the middle of the second quarter. It was a very sloppy weekend in the sense that Mars was the only game decided by like less than 20 points, I think it was, on Friday night.
Well, I covered Carn City last Friday. They were up 55-0 at halftime. That's enough said about that game. I mean, they dominated, but the much more interesting game that I covered last week was on Thursday night. Up in Reimersburg, Brennan's own Union AC Valley Falcon Knights.
Honorary
So-
alumnus.
Honorary alumnus. They played Red Bank.
Wait, actually, no. Which are you more of an honorary alumnus of? Union AC or Freeport?
Freeport.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got an honorary doctorate from UAC.
They played Red Bank. Red Bank has a really, really good quarterback in Braylon Wagner. He's been the starter there for, I believe, this is his third year. A quarterback capable, putting up a lot of big numbers and scoring a lot of points for the Bulldogs. The game was at Reimersburg, so it was a road game for Red Bank, and the perfect scenario set up early in that game. A couple turnovers. Union AC Valley forced. They scored touchdowns on their first two possessions. They're up 14-0. Exactly what you want to do when you're hosting a really good team. And pretty much the rest of the way was pretty even. Red Bank came back. They rallied. But in the end, Union AC had a 4-point lead with about a minute. I believe it was a minute and 19 left. Red Bank had one last shot to go down the field, and they started at their own 25-yard line. They took a holding penalty, which pushed them even further back, and in the end, they turned the ball over on downs before they even got to midfield. A huge win for Union AC Valley. If you remember in week 1, they went up to Otto Eldred and smacked the Terrors around, but I think Red Bank is a much better opponent, more quality on both offense and defense, and to win that game, really big. It's a backyard rivalry, too. I mean, Brendan, you know, Red Bank's in New Bethlehem, and it's only 12 miles from Reimersburg, so that's a backyard rivalry. And for them to take down the Bulldogs and look pretty good doing it, made a lot of big plays on offense and defense. Falcon Knights win by 4 points, 26-22. And for their efforts, they get another Thursday night game. We'll get into this later. They play on Thursday night again this week up at Keystone, which should be another good one. But, Falcon Knights 2-0, looking good.
The one other note for last week is Montauk got blown out by 52, 66-14. But I kind of think that 14 points speaks volumes this year. I don't think they would score 14 a year ago.
Probably not.
And granted, that's garbage time kind of touchdowns. They didn't matter for the outcome of the game, but they were down, I want to say 42-7 at one point, or 49-7. So they still scored when it was, there was some time left on the clock. I don't know. That just seems like a little bit of a good.
And they also played a really good team.
Yeah.
I mean, Port Allegheny finished runner-up in the state last year, and they're loaded again this year.
We're missing one of the biggest storylines here is Butler's 2-0, which is, I think, unheard of in recent times. I'm going to go up and talk to them about that after this podcast. But I am also going to look when was the last time they started 3-0, because I feel like that'd be really interesting.
I think they're, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, I have that start. I have them starting 3-0.
It feels like there's a buzz, at least to me, 2 straight wins for Butler to open the season. 3 would just be, the ball would be rolling at that point.
Playoffs.
They can't make playoffs. Come on now.
I'm only kidding, Christy. I know he actually watches our podcast. I'm only kidding.
And I like that laptop. It says Slippery Rock on one of those guys. I like that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Brennan's an alumni, or alumnus, I should say.
Yeah.
Slippery Rock University football kicks off its season Friday night in New Hampshire against Franklin Pierce University. The Rock are fresh off an NCAA Division II semifinal appearance, their second in the last 6 years. Joining us today is head coach Shawn Lutz, who enters his 10th year in charge of the Rock. Lutz, a 3-time PSAC West Coach of the Year, is 82-21 at SRU, and his .796 winning percentage is 10th among all NCAA coaches and 3rd in Division II. Shawn, thanks for joining us today.
I'm honored. I appreciate you guys having me. I've heard a lot about you guys. Do a great job for the community, the local area, and we're just proud to be locally with the pride in this area, and we're excited about this upcoming season. Finally getting here. I got a little bit teased with all those games this past weekend, Ohio State, Michigan, all those games, couple D2 games. We're still not playing yet, so I just can't wait. But thank you.
Shawn, what kind of growth have you seen in yourself? What's the difference in Shawn Lutz now compared to Shawn Lutz back in 2016?
Yeah, I mean, I was very honored and privileged to be under the legendary, Mahalik Thompson Stadium coach, Dr. George Mahalik, and I had a chance to be there. I mean, pretty close to 19, 20 years before I got my opportunity to be the head coach. Learned a lot of good things from him. I think the biggest thing is just, continue to trust the process and have a little more patience. I'm not a patient guy. I use that word relentless all the time. And trying to be a little more patient, as I get older. But the thing that's biggest different, guys, is you got to adapt to change. Okay, you cannot get caught up in not changing, not getting better each and every year. We try to go places to learn football. We go down to, I'm actually friends with Mike Tomlin because my oldest son played AU basketball with his older son Dino. And whatever anybody says about the Steelers, I see the terrible touts. He treats us like gold. I mean, he opens up his facility for college coaches where he does sometimes don't get enough credit. I'm from Ohio, so maybe Cleveland Browns. My kids are Steeler fans, so but you got to adapt to change. And I think now with the transfer portal, with rosters going crazy. I mean, we're going to get kids sometimes they'll be here a year or two and they want to move up. They want to get paid. And we know we got to be always on the move when it comes to our roster. There's never no complacency. It's going to be revolving doors. And I think the biggest thing is adapt to change and being a little more patient.
One of the players through that transfer portal, Logan Rampert, is now playing at WVU, your alma mater, who just had their first game this week. They kind of kicked the crap out of Robert Morris there, 45-3. Rich Rod's first game back as head coach. How much do you still follow the Mountaineers? And were you paying attention to that game? Were you were excited about it? What do you think?
Yeah, I was more paying attention to some of the Gannon game, Gavin against Davenport, because it affects my job a little bit more. But yeah, my alma mater, Rich Rod, he was a coach when I played there back in the day. I think he was our graduate assistant. I know him well. I'm proud of, my roots, and everything like that. And I'm happy for Logan Rampert. I think I saw he did have a catch in the game towards the end. It's a tough transition right there. But, Robert Morris actually played with them pretty well. I mean, if you really looked at it in the first half, when I was looking at it and kind of watching back and forth, but they shot themselves in the foot with turnovers and things like that. You can't do that against WVU. So, yeah, I'm proud of them. And, Logan Rampert, I hope the best of him, like any of our guys that leave to take that next step. I wish he was with us, but he's not. So I wish for the best for Logan Rampert.
Yeah, so Braden Long has made your job pretty easy over the past few years at quarterback, the position, everyone cares about first and foremost. This offseason, you've had a competition for that starting role. Who were you trotting out this weekend, and how did that competition kind of play out?
Yeah, you can't replace Braden Long. I mean, what he's done from a football standpoint, an academic standpoint, the school standpoint, everything, is now he's a full-time coach at Shippensburg. Yeah. He is a full-time. He was with someone in the summer at Townsend with Coach Neugebauer, used to be with us. He got a full-time position. He's pass game coordinator and quarterback coach at Shippensburg. And we play that. Ironic, we play them, week 3. We play Shippensburg. So he'll be back here, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we really had a 2-man race down to Andrew Vespo, who got picked as our captain. He has a lot of experience, guys. He's been at 2 different Division II schools, and he's been a captain at all those places. And he just wanted to win, so he wanted to kind of a change of scenery. He joined us last spring. And then our future is DeJuan Owens. Everybody kind of heard, hopefully, the historical town of Massillon, Ohio, Paul Brown Stadium. He won a state championship in high school. He's a lefty. He's a redshirt freshman. But it was a 1-2 good. It was a 2-man battle. And, I think Vespo just has a little more experience, and we're excited about what he brings to the table. He's a pretty good runner. DeJuan has all the athleticism in the world. There could be at times you can see a package for DeJuan, but Andrew Vespo gives us right now our best chance to win. And, you never know what we're going to be, what we got until you play that first game. We got to find out what our identity is going into that. We play that first game. So we're excited for Vespo, and, we're excited about the quarterback position in general.
Among names of guys you've coached, where does DeJuan kind of stand? Because that's a cool name there. Is that at the top for you?
Yeah, I know you guys like names. I mean, the one. So if it's the one, guess what his number has to be? I mean,
3.
it has to be one. I can't give him 2. I don't know the deal, but that has to go down to one of the crazier names, the one. I hope he finishes his career as the one, and we're number 1. That would be even better. So that could be a really good future story right there.
The headlines write themselves. It's going to be so tiring after a few of them. He's the one. Coach, who has the advantage going into week 3? Is it Braden knowing what you're going to run, or is it you knowing him?
I think Braden, I really do, because Braden don't have to play the freaking game anymore, man. We might have to, we got to change all of our offensive signals, and everything like that, so yeah, it's going to be great to see him come back to the Rock on the opposite sidelines, but we're definitely might have to, instead of going no huddle, we might have to huddle up because he's ready to steal everything from us. So I won't be too happy if that happens.
Between Vespo and replacing Braden Long and having to replace Rampart and 2 other receivers, you also have to replace 2 running backs, your top 2 running backs, a tight end. How much did Vespo's experience kind of play a part in the decision-making of who's going to win that quarterback battle, knowing that you've got a whole bunch of change at all these other skill positions that he's going to have to be throwing to, handing off to, whatever. And how did those position battles kind of play out? Like, this is a brand new offense basically for you guys, at least in terms of talent.
Yeah, it's a great point. We're getting all this pre-season recognition, which I appreciate, but that's based on last year's season, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank you. We lost 2,200 yards worth of receiving on our roster, and we lost the Faulkners, the Josh Stokes of the world, the Munchie Marcus Johnson, the Todd Hills on defense, and I think it's based on our success last year. But you're exactly right. We need a guy that had some experience because we have some guys that have not played at Slippery Rock. Now, again, I will say this. We're pretty darn talented at receiver and at running back. Some unknowns that you guys haven't really heard of right now that I'm pretty excited about. But we had to go with someone that has just been through the college grind, that is used to it. And we feel like we got 2 really good ones. But Vespo, right now, I think with the unproven, some of the components on offense gives us the best chance to win.
So what do you think the team's strength is right now? You mentioned there's a lot of question marks. You lost the receiving production, like you mentioned. Where is you guys' strength right now?
I think on offense, it's running back. I mean, I think this can be the most talented running back run we've ever had. And J.J. Jordan played a little bit for us last year. Quentin Harrison, who's a big power back, like 225, 230, more of a bruiser. And then kind of a local kid. I think he can start on any roster in D2 is Luke McCoy from Laurel High School. I think we got 3 really good running backs. I think we got our left tackle is a pro prospect. We've had almost every NFL team come in. Joe Cooper. He's only 6'7", 6'8", 325. He protects those guys pretty well. I think we might be we're going to be able to pound and ground and run the football. We've always had great receivers. They're just different because they're new. And then, on defense, I think we got 2 of the best linebackers in the country that's coming back, Jacob Snow and Teddy Gregory. And again, I feel like it's going to be a lot of guys you won't know, but you will know because they just haven't had that experience that you need right now.
Shawn, you spoke about a lot of new faces moving into starting roles for the team, and yet you're still ranked number 4 in the country to start the year. Is there any pressure to that? I mean, do you feel it, in practice, like day to day as you go through the workouts with the team? Do you think it's something the players think about?
Well, first, for me and foremost, I love pressure, thrive on pressure, man. That's I mean, I'm not just saying I'm such a competitor, guys, and maybe I'm so competitive, but I want that. You want those, you want to be in these opportunities, guys. We embrace that. And, so I don't think I think the guys are just so sick of hearing about last year's team and this is a new season. And guys, the way we take care of pressure is the way we practice and compete and practice. And I mean that. I mean, we're not for everybody, but you're not going to be one of those guys where you say, I'm just going to show up and play in the game, the first game. We get after them in practice. I mean, it's high intensity and we're getting after them. And, you wouldn't think we won any games the way you see ours practice, but we thrive under that. The guys understand it. I think a lot of times when it gets to the games, that's the fun part of it, which everybody wants. They get to see it. But the drive and the work ethic and the relentless approach is what we strive our hat for. So pressure, I want it. I want it. Bring it. You know, again, we haven't done anything this year. I don't know how good we're going to be. But I guarantee you, Friday night at 6 against Franklin Pierce, you're going to see a team that's pretty determined. I would hope you would see that.
Week 4, so after the homecoming from Braden Long here, you guys are going to open PSAC West scheduling against California, which is the team that beat you guys in the race for the division title last year. I know, like, the cliche answer here for a head coach is every game matters. They're all equally important. No one's bigger than, you know, any other opponent. But is that like a big game for you this year in terms of like the goals of winning the PSAC again for the first time in nearly a decade, or in any other goals that you guys have? Is it the California game that's going to be the measuring stick, or is there another one that you look at on the schedule like this is going to be important?
Yeah, I think, again, you don't know what you got to play that first game. Shepherd, I know they just lost to Frostburg, which I was surprised. They've been the cream of the crop besides Kutztown in the East. So that first game is going to be really challenging. But yeah, I mean, it's not cliche. I mean, yeah, if you look at who's won the PSAC, you got to look at us. You know, we have this past year was the first year I don't think we've won it in 6 or 7 years or shared or whatever. It goes really 3 teams, us, Cal, and IUP. And you know, I will say this: I don't shy away from rivalries. You know, Ohio State has Michigan. Our rivals IUP. That homecoming game is, oh my gosh, that is. Heck of a rivalry right there. But Cal is that team that, you know, when they won the West and we knocked them out to win the region championship, you know, before that we beat Kutztown. But yeah, there's certain games that got to win those games if you expect to win the championship and get in the PSAC championship. No doubt about it.
Yeah, so I don't know what football you're watching other than Gannon this Saturday, but I got to watch In God's Country up in Brockway with one of my best friends I went to Slip Rock with. I got to watch my Ohio State beat Texas 14-7. The entertainment value of that game wasn't the highest. I'll take the result. I'm happy with that. Arch Manning didn't play well. Are you ready, like everyone else it seems, to kind of label him a bust?
OH.
There we go. IO.
Say IO. There you go.
No. They're aligned.
I'm from Ohio, so I kind of like Ohio State. I watched that whole game, and first of all, it was a great college football game. I mean, it was situation scenarios. I mean, it was winning third down, winning that big fourth down, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And Caleb Downs is a pretty special player for Ohio State. I mean, he can cover, he can do things. No, I honestly don't. One game is not going to determine Arch Manning or nothing like that. I mean, and maybe they couldn't, because you're going to say that because you're an Ohio State fan. They didn't open up the playbook much for him. I know he had some bad throws. He didn't make his mark. But if the head coach of Texas is supposed to be this great play caller, the best around, put him in some sets where he's going to have more success with some screens early in the game, spread him out. But you got to just be wow about Ohio State's defense. Those dudes were not open. They stepped up. I know we got Penn State fans around here. We got Pitt fans. Ohio State's going to be a hard team to beat when that quarterback. I do think the quarterback from Ohio State showed a lot more poise, and he made all of the reads he needed to, and he did outplay Manning on Saturday at least.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith had 2 drops, which is like a world ending. You never see that.
And
they had one all of last year.
Yeah, and the big-time tight end had a big drop on fourth down as well.
What I hear from this is Sean's playing 4D chess for when Arch enters the transfer portal at the end of the year.
Let's go. Let's go.
SRU's making a call. I know how to use you, Arch.
Be on the podcast, and we'll get the Manning brothers on here as well.
I love it. All right, so I've got the the Savannah Bananas hat on. I saw the Banana Ball game on Saturday at PNC Park. I've got some questions for you that I want to throw your way here.
Okay.
If we're going to bring banana football to the United States, whatever this iteration is, I want to know your opinion as a lifelong football player and coach, what you think of some of these rule changes. Let's make the last 3 yards inbounds before you get to the sideline trampolines, so that way you can, jump off of them and make huge aerial catches. You just still have to get in bounds, but you got trampolines now for 10-foot high catches.
And land on the head coach on the sidelines.
I like that. Let's do it. I'm okay with that. Let's do it. yeah, we gotta have to teach him. We have to give him gymnastics lessons.
Lynn Swan took gymnastics lessons.
He'd be perfect. Bring him back.
That's right. That ballet. That's right.
Yeah.
Make it take it rules. You score a touchdown, you can, instead of kicking off, go for it on a 4th and 10. So you have to convert it to keep the ball. Let's say it's at midfield. We can debate the actual yardage, but midfield, 4th and 10. If you don't convert, opposing team gets the ball back, and if they intercept it, they can return it like you would, just any other interception. So what do you think of that? Make it take it rules.
I'm all for it. Make it take it. It's just if we have a big time receiver, I'm good, man. Let's do it. You can always keep the ball. You can blow the team out right away. I mean, this sounds good so far.
All right, I'm enjoying that he likes my ideas. I don't know what Brendan or Derek thinks of this, but all right, penalty cards. Instead of just getting a flag, you're penalized X number of yardage or maybe a loss of downs. Instead of that, if the team is penalized, the team that is that would get the penalty in their favor can now has to draw from a pack of cards, and they get a random penalty attached to that play. So it could be the opposing team has to play with just 10 men on the field for the rest of the drive, or they have to swap their quarterback for one of their linemen, or they have to push the entire way down the field. We could have a whole pack of 52 cards here that you got to play from. It's like Monopoly. So what do you know?
No, I don't want to put my luck in think a pack of cards. The trampoline, we can get better at that. Come on, 4th and 10, pack of cards. No, I don't want to do that.
So what would be your other rule if you were going to make banana football? What's the rule that you would want to implement?
I hate to say it, don't get mad at me right here. Let's take kicking totally out of the equation.
I love it.
Let's get the kickers out. I mean, let's just face it. I mean,
I hope your kicker doesn't listen to this podcast.
I mean, let's go for it on 4th and 1 from the 3 with a push-tush or something. Get the kickers out of there.
So along those lines, 'cause I know banana ball is a lot of dancing. I'm not a big fan of banana ball, but
yeah.
I've noticed lately,
Brendan
I've been
doesn't like
scrolling
fun.
on TikTok, right? And I see these high school football players or college football players after a win or like after practice in the locker room doing TikTok dances. What is your take on TikTok, and do you let your players dance in the locker room?
Yes. Let these kids, guys, at the end of the day, you got to adapt to change. You do stuff before, shoot during the game. I don't care what they do. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's have some fun. I mean, isn't life supposed to be fun? Sports are supposed to be an entertainment.
I like this.
If they want to dance, they want to have fun. It's not like the movie Footloose. You guys don't even remember that. They couldn't dance at this one town because it was against rules or whatever. Yes, let's have fun. Entertainment.
I'm ready to see you dance then, Sean. I'm excited to see that.
Have you been in any of the TikToks with your players?
I've done them before. Yeah, I've done the one with the, the money thing, or whatever it was. I have. I'll do. You got it. You got to have fun with it.
Laura, post-production, you got to find these.
Oh, I remember Footloose. Kevin Bacon is everything, all right? So I remember.
She remembers what I'm talking about. Lauren remembers that.
He was a gymnast.
Too young.
He was a gymnast too. Well,
Yes.
Derek and I went to Clarion together, so we get it.
Yeah, that's your biggest rival right there, right, Sean? Clarion University, right?
The Golden Eagles.
Hey, I'm not talking bad about anybody. They're a tough team, man. They won their opening game, so everybody's a tough game.
What are your thoughts on Napoleon Dynamite?
The what?
Napoleon Dynamite, the movie, the nerdy guy.
Nerdy guy.
I mean, I gotta get caught up on my movies.
No, you don't gotta watch that
Yeah,
one.
you
Trust
do.
me. You don't gotta.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
Watching All the Right Moves, Footloose.
All the Right Moves is a very underrated football movie.
So you heard that. You heard of that one. There we go. Tom Cruise.
Yes.
All the Right Moves.
Yes, Tom Cruise. Come on, classic.
I did not know he was in that.
You didn't know that one. I mean, yes.
The only one I know is Jerry Maguire.
44 stack, Sean. 44 stack.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And when they ran into the couch and broke the table.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's go.
Sean, what's your hot take or prediction on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers this season? And I'm putting money on whichever you tell me to do.
Oh, man. I will say this. If anybody thinks that Aaron Rodgers wasn't the best decision the Steelers could have made, they're absolutely crazy. In my opinion, you could say right now only Joe Burrows, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Pat Mahomes. I'm sorry. Those 4 quarterbacks right there are above and beyond everybody. You could have an argument that Aaron Rodgers is next best. Yes, it's a great move. They're going to have a great season. You think you're going to win with Mason? I mean, gosh, I shouldn't say it. Think you're going to win with some of those other guys right now? No, he's still a great. His statistics in the Jets weren't bad. I think they lost 5 or 6 games by 7 or less points. But yes, Aaron Rodgers, great decision.
12 wins minimum. 12 wins minimum.
I'm not going there. I still get a paycheck. Steelers win or lose, but I mean, why would anybody seriously disagree with that and let Will Howard develop and you're probably, if Aaron has a great year, you probably give him to go another year.
Shawn, before we let you go here, this isn't really a question, but I just want to point out there is a team on the other side of the state here that I may or may not be a huge fan of, who really likes developmental offensive linemen, and we might be in need of a right tackle of the future here. So thumbs up, thumbs down. You've seen Howie Roseman or some Midnight Green around, taking a look at Cooper.
Man, you're an Eagles fan. First of all. Wow.
See the Phillies back here?
I see that right now. I mean, let's do it. Let's do it, man. I mean, hey, I don't know, man. That fan base right there, I don't know if I would want to go to a game and wear someone else's jersey or something like that. I mean, there could be some trouble right there. They're fearless.
They threw batteries at Santa.
No, snowballs. We threw batteries at JD Drew.
Yeah.
I say we, I was.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans aren't really, let's say that.
Yeah.
Shawn, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much, and good luck with the season.
Hey, guys, thank you. Thanks for having me on. You guys do a great job. You have a lot of fun. That's what it's all about, man. I appreciate your passion for the community and sports. You guys take care.
Thanks, Shawn.
Hey, thank you so much.
You're
Take care.
welcome.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
See
Talk to you soon.
Thanks. All right, gather around, kids. Gather around. It's pick time. Brennan, get your blanket.
Who's got the s'mores?
For the first of all, I got to run through the standings real quick here. Myself, Brendan, and Scoop, all 16-5.
Big week for Derek.
Jake, right behind us at 15-6. Of course, Scoop's not part of the podcast, but he makes picks in the paper. Brendan, and I are all 16-5. Jake's 15-6. So it's close. It's close. It might not be good necessarily, but it's entertaining, as Brendan would say. It's like a high-scoring football game, as Brendan likes. First 5 games, we're going to give a little bit of analysis here, too. The last 5, just the picks. And I promise this week, the last 5, I will just give my pick. Meadville at Butler. Jake, you kind of alluded to this pick already.
Yeah, I have Butler winning this one 28-14. This is going to be the toughest run game that Butler's gone up against so far. Jordan Lawrence and the Bulldogs are averaging, well, Jordan Lawrence specifically is averaging 147.5 yards a game. So we're going to see this defense get tested for the first time this year. But as long as they're healthy, and Christy's talked to us about this, in the preseason, as long as that offensive and defensive line are healthy, this team is going to be in decent shape. They have no depth behind that offensive line. So as long as they go into this week 3 game, not too banged up, I don't see them having too much of a problem with this one. And watching some of the highlights of Nico Bagetta and Mark Clem's run, Griselle, our social media editor, was at the game last week taking some video for us. That is a fun 1-2 running back or running game combination because Bagetta runs physical.
The physical kid. Brendan, do you like the physicalness of Butler this week?
I like the fact that they're at home. I covered this game last year in Meadville. Couldn't really keep up in the rain in Meadville. They have to travel down here. I don't know the weather will be. It got a little chilly on Friday night. I was standing on the sidelines. I had a long sleeve on. I was still ready to get in the car and get in the heat, but I think Butler wins this one 27-20.
Here's a game that I didn't mention that I actually watched some over the weekend. Meadville against Connellsville was on a local cable channel, and I caught some of it. Meadville won the game 35-14. They beat my alma mater, Connellsville. But in doing so, they did give up, and I watched this, they did give up several big plays, like 35, 40, 45-yard gains to Connellsville's skill guys. Kind of dominated the second half, but in the first half, they gave up some big plays to Connellsville. And I don't think Connellsville's skill players are the same caliber that Butler has, so I don't think Butler's going to have too much trouble here. I'm picking the Tornado 28-13. All right, in a game that could break the scoreboard, DuBois area at Karn City. Brendan, who you got here?
DuBois has a really good quarterback, among the best in the state. So I think that they will get past Karn City's ground game just barely, 28-27.
Taking Dubois.
So for me, it's going to be interesting to watch this Karn City defense against a pass-heavy offense. Trey Wingard's got 824 yards so far this season. He's 52 of 85, 10 touchdowns, but he threw 5 interceptions last week. So that got to clean that up if you wanted a chance to beat Karn City in this one. I do expect this to be a much closer game. His favorite target is Jackson Hansley, who's got 21 receptions for 445 and 5 touchdowns. If the Gremlins have defensive backfield to keep things in front of them, I know that we all know that the defensive line is going to be good enough to create some pressure. If they can just keep the ball in front of them more often than not, I think Karn City wins in a shootout 42-35.
Okay, so before the season, I was talking to Joe Sherwin, Karn City's coach, and he said the one area that he can definitely look at and say, this is something that needs to improve for us to be as good as we think we can be this year is their secondary. And when you're going up against Du Bois, and as you mentioned, Jake Trey Wingard's numbers for Du Bois so far, 824 yards, 10 touchdowns. That secondary is going to be put to the test, but helping them out, I believe, is going to be the fact that Karn City has a very powerful running game, as always. And I think, and I saw this last week, they have a quarterback this year that can also make plays downfield. So as long as Karn City's offense is on the field, they don't have to worry about Trey Wingard. I think they keep Wingard on the sidelines just enough and win a shootout, picking the Karn City Gremlins 40-34. All right, Brendan. Bucktail at the Taw.
This is the one that you said Montauk would have the chance to win even before they won week 1.
Season,
so
yeah.
I'll give them credit here. I say Montauk 10-7.
So did you guys see the news last week out of Bucktail?
Looked like they won by forfeit.
It was a forfeit win.
Forfeit, okay.
Yeah.
For Renaissance.
Over Renaissance.
Wherever the heck that is.
So it ended a 12-game losing streak of their own, which is good. However, they didn't get to actually earn the win. Yes. They thought they would have had a chance. This is how it happened, though. They only had – Renaissance is the home team, and I don't know how far away Bucktail is from Renaissance Academy, but it's far to the point where, like, they can't really reschedule this game. And one official showed up at the start of this game. They agreed, both teams, to try to push this back to an 8 o'clock start, give it time for 4 more officials to show up because you need a minimum of 5 on the field in order to play a game. 2 more said that they were on the road, never showed up at 8 o'clock, and they never got the other 2 to even like get a response. So I don't know what happened in terms of the officiating scheduling, but Renaissance had to forfeit the game, even though they weren't understaffed. It was the officiating that was understaffed, and Bucktail was too far away. I don't know exactly what the PIAA or district rules are in that situation, but that's what I read happened is Renaissance is the one that takes the penalty for that.
Because they were the home team?
Because they were the home team. Yeah.
Where is Renaissance? Do you know?
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay.
I should have done my homework on that.
Okay, see, the score I saw, originally, I saw it was forfeited this morning when I was doing research for the games here. The original score that I saw, which I believe was on D9and10sports.com, was 3-0 Bucktail. So I figured Bucktail kicked the field goal with no seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
But it was a forfeit.
So
I made a joke a few weeks ago about but this Bucktail team is only dressing 14 or 15 kids. I didn't know exactly how many. Today I counted them up. There's 22 kids on their roster on Max Preps. I think this game is equivalent to what Montauk faced in week 1 with Coudersport. Coudersport's probably a little bit better than Bucktail, I would think. So, and Montauk beat Coudersport 17-0. So I'm picking the Warriors to move to 2-1 under Clay Kohlmeyer with a 41-12 victory over the Bucks. Brendan, 41-12.
I have Montauk winning this game, by the way, 28-14. I did not announce my score a minute ago.
Brendan,
I already gave my score.
10-7.
I'm all discombobulated here. I think she put something in that sub she gave me before. Okay, moving on. Seneca Valley at Pine Richland. Brendan, you covered the Raiders last week, facing a stiff test in the Rams on Friday. Who you got winning this one?
Pine Richland is a 5A team that could be 6A and could make playoffs in 6A and be competitive in playoffs. They went up against Central Catholic last week. I think that Pine Richland wins this one at home. Seneca Valley doesn't have to travel too far, but Pine Richland wins this one 35-21. They have a few Division I commits on their roster, and I think that'll be a difference.
Wow, I did not expect for Brendan and I to have almost the exact same score here. I got Pine Richland winning 35-24. I feel a lot better about the Raiders this week after their win in week 2. If this had been coming off of week 1's loss, I think I'd have this being a much different outcome or a much wider scoring margin. But I just think Pine Ridge and the Rams are more battle tested, defending WPIAL Class 5A champions. They faced the 6A champion last week. And I think that experience is just going to be too big of a factor right now against Seneca Valley.
Brendan mentioned their Division I recruits. One of them is Jay Timmons, a wide receiver, defensive back. This is for Pine Richland. He is committed to Florida State. So obviously,
Dad is Lawrence Timmons.
Dad is Lawrence Timmons, and as Steeler fans, we know what he was capable of on the field. Great linebacker for about 10 years for the Steelers. They also have a running back in McLean Miller, who rushed for over 1,300 yards last year. He's back. And Aaron Strader, their quarterback, who accounted for over 2,000 yards of offense last year. I do think, I actually think the ceiling for Seneca Valley is a lot higher this year compared to last year, just because their quarterback, who was always mobile, but now he's throwing the ball better. But I think this week they're going up against a team with too much firepower. I think Pine Richland wins this game 36-24, which is pretty similar to you guys, right?
Andrew Lobick can run, too. I didn't realize he juked a kid out of his shoes.
And he also threw for 267 yards in week 1 against Bethel Park in a loss, but it shows that he has improved as a passer as well. I think Seneca Valley is going to be fine. I just don't have them winning this week, but it's not a conference game, so they get back into conference play in a few weeks. Sharon at Slippery Rock. Slippery Rock coming off their first win of the season against Franklin this past Saturday. Brendan, is it 2 wins for them?
Sharon historically is Sharon. Very good program up there. I'm going to take them 35-14 over Slippery Rock, who still finding the identity.
Jake.
Cole Scott, Doug Popovich ran for 3 combined touchdowns on Saturday. I do have a lot more confidence in that offense now that we've seen Popovich for 2 weeks behind center. He converted wide receiver here. But now my question is, does the defense have enough to hold up against what is a really good team that's been scoring 39 points a game so far this season? I don't think that's going to be the case, but I do think they're going to make this one at least an entertaining game on Friday night. I have Sharon winning this one 42-28.
So Sharon beat, they clobbered Mercy Earth Prep in week 1. Last week they lost a shootout to Cathedral Prep, 43-41. But you put up 41 points against Cathedral Prep. That means you got a pretty good offense. And I did a little bit more dig, and I found out that Sharon has a start quarterback, they got a start running back, and a start wide receiver. I think it's going to be too much for Slippery Rock to keep up with this week. I got the Sharon Tigers coming to Slippery Rock and winning 29-17. Just the pick.
The Tigers.
Just the pick. Union AC Valley at Keystone Thursday night. Brendan.
Union AC Valley 34-20.
Jake.
Union AC Valley 35-30.
I am taking Union AC Valley 36-22. So it's a sweep. Freeport at Quaker Valley. Brendan.
Freeport 27, Quaker Valley 14.
Jake.
The Yellow Jackets 31, Quaker Valley 21.
Freeport 27, Quaker Valley 17. It's a sweep. Fox Chapel at Knock. Brendan.
Fox Chapel 28-8.
Fox Chapel 42-14.
TJ Wiley gets his first win.
Ooh,
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right
right
now. 16-14, low scoring game. TJ Wiley gets it. First win for you, TJ. I'll be there too, by the way. Mars at North Hills.
You just want to get on his good side and when you got to interview him after the game, right?
Well, if he wins, why not? Absolutely. Mars at North Hills, Brendan.
North Hills, Mars 34-14.
Jake.
Just kidding.
I was like, whoa.
Planets 31, North Hills 14.
Okay, I'm taking Mars to win this 38-7. Blackhawk at North Catholic. Brendan.
North Catholic 49, Blackhawk 7.
Jake.
Jeez, wow, okay. North Catholic 44, Blackhawk 21.
Okay,
I'm just impressed by the 7 there on that one. That's all.
Taking North Catholic to win 43-16. Finally, Summit at Freedom. Jake.
Freedom's going to win this one. I should call them Freedom area because I know of Freedom out by my old neck of the woods. Freedom wins this one 41-28.
Brendan.
Freedom 35-20.
Freedom 36-18. There you go. We're different on 2 games this week. That's it. Just like last week.
Just you guys. I went I went majority rules on every one of them this week.
Yep.
I don't know if that bodes well for me.
Brendan picked Du Bois area, and I picked Knock.
That knock pick's a bold one.
It is.
I'll give you that one.
But I'm a bold guy, Jake, as you know.
You're going to be up a game or you're going to be back down with the peanut gallery?
So I'm not sure, Derek, all of the Penn State history that you told Will. I hope you told him that "We Are" chant is the corniest thing about that program.
It's not history. That's opinion.
What year, Derek, did Penn State have players drafted number 1 and number 2 overall in the NFL draft? And as a bonus, can you name those players?
Get to think about it, right?
Yeah, you get to think about it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's time for Beyond Brendan with Butler.
Welcome to Beyond Butler, our weekly segment where we talk about something outside of Butler County sports, whether that be professionally or collegiately. This week, the NFL starts, as Jake said. Thursday night, the Eagles and Cowboys. George Pickens is about to hang 2 or 3 touchdowns on the Eagles, and Jake's going to like it. And then
Quinyon Mitchell,
Derek
baby.
and I's Steelers take on the Jets on Sunday. I'll be there, which I'm pretty excited about, and get to see Justin Fields play in person for the first time. As a more interesting question here, when you're watching that game Thursday, I know you're going to be bowling.
Yep.
And you're watching that game Sunday. What is your number 1 snack meal of choice during a football game?
Nachos with jalapenos and onions.
And onions.
Oh, wow, absolutely.
Brett's going to stink.
Then I'm going to come down and kiss Laura.
Wait,
I think that was an HR violation right there.
I'm gonna go talk to HR. What? Your dad's rubbing off on you.
I was going to say, what does Brendan have to say about
That was wild.
Onions? That's random. Red, raw?
No, like diced onions. Yeah, raw diced onions. Absolutely.
Oh, the
No,
jalapeno. I'm
jalapenos.
all for the jalapenos.
You're a freak.
You lost me at onion on nachos. Not even
Toss some
meat.
garlic on them, too.
Wouldn't you want to put some like ground meat on there, some chicken?
Tortilla, cheese, jalapenos.
Do you prefer
onions.
like the canned Sam's Club cheese that doesn't taste like cheese? It's just like
No.
a slimy orange, like, I don't
It's
even know how to
making me
describe it.
Tostitos?
It's terrible for
Tostitos.
you. You got to make real queso.
So I don't really have a snack or meal of choice right now because I work Sundays. So on a typical Sunday NFL day, I'll watch the 1 o'clock games and usually head into the office. So I'll just eat whatever I have for lunch. Probably have a smoothie on the way to work. The closest I can answer this is during the Super Bowl, whether my birds are in it, ending in dynasty or not. I'll make homemade salsa for the Super Bowl. And usually it's just me and Mallory watching at home because we've been living far away from friends and family for most of the last 6 years. But if we do hang out with people, like I'll still do homemade salsa. It's got jalapeno,
Onions.
tricolored pretzels,
Cilantro.
tricolored peppers. It does have red onions in it. You have to have onions in salsa, man.
Well, yeah,
A ton of tomatoes.
not nachos.
So it's not very watery. My salsa is like I put
Chunky.
it's chunky, like vegetables on your tortilla chip.
Dude,
yeah.
it
So
is
I'm
good.
odd. I don't like.
It takes bicep strength, forearm strength to lift this thing.
What kind of tortilla chips?
I really like the Tostitos lime.
I was just gonna
flavored-
say
yeah.
hint of lime.
The hint of
it's
lime
so
Trader
ones.
Joe's
Yeah.
has
So
these
good.
like
The blue
tortilla
ones?
chips. We had those with dinner the other night. Those are good.
Those are good.
Yes, but they have these ones that are like puffy. These tortilla chips that are like puffy.
Huh.
I'll have to bring in a bag and give them to you next time we go to Trader Joe's. We go there like
We
every
should.
weekend.
We should have snack.
But
we should have a snack
I'm odd.
segment.
I don't like salsa. I like
Right.
the taste of salsa, but the chunkiness is just disgusting
See,
to me. I'll
can't
dip the
do-
chip in, eat it without anything on.
I
You just
actually
get
don't
like a
like
little
store-bought
dip.
salsa. I like homemade salsa because it's chunky, because it's fresh.
But
gonna
if you pour that salsa into a thing of queso and mix together, I'll eat it.
Oh yeah, tapatio.
I mean, I put
Take
it
a little bit of not tapatio. Yeah. No, I don't know. Anyways, keep going.
usually I make a giant pot of salsa, so it will last like a week and a half. So at some point I will make tacos as well, and I'll just throw that on top of whatever chicken or beef or whatever it is that I have, just to not be eating salsa and chips.
Funny
for-
story there. You mentioned you make a lot. Bailey really likes lentil soup. You like that?
Sure.
Just a bunch of
lentils
vegetables.
are good for you, yeah.
She took an hour and a half making the soup the other night. We had it for dinner.
That's a good soup, though.
Listen, she has a big pot, pot, and she's like, "There's no room in the fridge. You need to make room for this." I told her, "I was like, I'll get it. Don't worry."
You forgot.
I went to sleep. I didn't do it. We woke up the next day, and she looked, and she gasped, and she's like, "You didn't put this away," and she was actually mad at me for like.
Well, yeah, because she spent time.
I was so upset with myself. I was like, my ADHD.
So you know what you need to do? You need to figure out.
Soup now.
You need to figure out how that soup's made, and you need to make it.
Well, her birthday is coming up, so.
Before the birthday. That's not the birthday gift. That's makeup. That's a makeup gift. The birthday is separate.
No, she laid out like what she wants for her entire birthday. Anyways, that'll be talked about in next week's episode. You guys can listen.
All
in
right,
and
I'll write
look
that
forward
down
to
on the show
that.
notes.
Make sure to put it in my to-do.
my snack of choice if I'm watching a football game is definitely buffalo chicken dip. I'm surprised neither of you guys said that.
Oh, yes.
I'm a big buff chicken guy.
Really?
So I'm not really a huge like
Spicy
sauce guy.
Well, you don't like spicy?
Heat, yes. Really spicy, no. I can't do. I can't. We had this.
What are we gonna? We're gonna do hot wings. When are we gonna do our hot wings
Make 'em
episode?
mild. Make 'em mild.
Yeah. Ranch or blue cheese with
Pour
wings?
it down my throat. Ranch.
Neither. I'm not a sauce
Ranch or
guy.
blue cheese? Ranch or
Both.
blue cheese?
Both.
Carrots and celery?
I'll do carrots.
Celery is
and
gross. I'll just eat carrots.
What? It's so refreshing.
It's like lettuce. It just tastes
It's
like water.
water.
It's
Yeah.
an odd.
It is.
It's an
That's-
odd
But if you
texture,
put
like-
something on it,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
a,
I
it's
mean,
a, it's a
cleans-
vehicle delivery service.
It's a delivery service, but it's
like 0
also it's like a
calories.
palate cleaner too. Like it freshens you up. It gets you reset for the next wing.
she's still just delirious over me telling her to show up at her house and
I am.
give her
I'm
a big
like,
smooch
what?
with my like jalapeno.
I don't
breath.
need your wife driving down here and
It's Brendan you got to worry
I
about.
don't need your wife driving down here and attacking me and be like, whoa, that's
She'd
not
probably be like, "I take him. I don't care."
here. You can have them. I'll be like, do you want to live a mile away? Here's how much rent is.
I used to
I'm just
live.
kidding.
I used to live a mile away. No,
Kidding.
I don't. Sadly.
I don't like
Bailey would be the one I'd be afraid of, to be honest.
I'd be afraid of Bailey. Yeah.
We're good though. We're fine.
I'm not a
Continue.
sauce person. Like I don't do dressings really. I don't do sauce really. I don't like mayo or like stuff that is mayo-y. And I also am not. I will eat cheese, but like the thick, like queso cheese and stuff is like too much.
Oh man.
Like Mallory, it drives Mallory nuts.
What's going on over here? You two.
Brendan's just looking at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Like
What
I don't
are you
like
talking
anything.
about?
So like
He's like, I don't like anything. I like celery.
you got the hoagies for us. Thank you, Laura. And
You're
I
welcome.
asked for no dressing on Italian hoagie
I said none.
because like they always put like
Well,
Italian
Mike's-
dressing on it basically.
They put oil and vinegar and mayonnaise. And every
that, I hate the
time
mayo.
they say, do you want it Mike's way? And every time I go, no. I don't want it Mike's way.
I'll do
I
like
don't know who this Mike is, okay, but I've never met
Why
him.
is he touching my sub?
Why is he putting stuff on my sandwich? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
it's my way. I'm the customer. I ordered it.
They're always very, I do appreciate them though, because they're very enthusiastic about it. And they want to get it right? So,
Probably being it's probably on their report if they're not enthusiastic enough.
What do they call themselves at the competing sub place? They call them artists.
oh, yes.
Subway.
Reiterate the question. Oh,
In what year did Penn State have players go number 1 and number 2 overall in the NFL draft? It was the same year.
2000.
Do you know who those players are?
Courtney Brown.
We should have you voice over it.
He got
Laura.
drafted by the Browns and LeVar Arrington.
Yep.
Troy Brown.
That's a good job by you. I'll give you that one.
LeVar had a really good NFL career, but Courtney Brown, I don't know if he got hurt or what, but he kind of flamed out pretty quick.
He played for the Browns.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
That's as good as an injury.
You see, Johnny Manziel said he roots for them to go 0-16 every year because he hated Cleveland that much.
I believe it.
I love that.
I believe it. I don't blame him.
Here's the thing. They were also the team that was paying him, so maybe he should have put a little bit more effort into when he was playing for them.
This is also true, but also the Browns.
Another thing that came up over the weekend, I didn't see any of this game. I saw the aftermath on video. Florida State hosted and upset number 8 Alabama on Saturday, which led to thousands of fans storming Doak Campbell Stadium. The ACC responded by fining Florida State $50,000, saying the act of storming a field endangers the safety of people. There are numerous examples of people being badly injured or even killed in similar situations. You've seen the English soccer matches over the years, literally where there's like a stampede of people and 20, 30 people get killed. So what are your thoughts on should the university, should they ban people from storming the field? Should they have been fined? What would you do if you played God in this situation?
My thoughts on it are, if you're storming a field, you know what comes with storming a field. So if you're on the field, it's by your own choice. Like, you're not.
It's like going to the mosh pit at
like
a concert.
And I think that storming the field is one of the prettiest and most exciting views in college football. Like, your team just beat a team they weren't supposed to beat.
Yeah, like when Toledo walks into the shoe and kicks the crap out of the Buckeyes. And they take down the goalpost because there's no more football going to be played in Columbus because we can't lose to Toledo. Never.
I did enjoy Tennessee fans taking
and throwing in the river,
the goalpost, carrying it like a mile and a half down the street and throwing it in the river. That is so funny. So here's my thought. I'm already paying tuition to this school. I don't give a crap if my school gets fined $50,000 by their conference. I'm not paying it.
Technically, you are. In a way, you are.
That's the weird thing. That the Yahoo story that I read kept making reference to that. This was worth it for the fans. You don't ask somebody who's not paying the fine, is it worth it? You ask the person who's paying the fine.
It's a bunch of men in suits.
Which would be the university itself. But here's the thing. This is the second time today I agreed with him. I'm getting scared here.
We're rubbing off on you with our progressive ways.
If you leave your seat and hop over that, whatever it is, a gate, a wall, or whatever, and get onto the field, and you know there's going to be a bunch of drunk, irresponsible, idiot college kids on that field, you're taking that. It's like at your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get trampled and killed, sorry. I mean, I feel bad for your parents, but you were the one stupid enough to do it.
I'll say this: like, I won't necessarily say like so much to the point of, well, if you get out there and you get killed by it, that was your choice. Like, I won't go that far. I will. I'm trying to figure out how to respond to this. There is risk inherent in that. You do see sometimes at some of these stadiums where they've got like a 12-foot wall, people have twisted their ankles jumping down that.
Well, that's what I was going to point out, actually, because when Florida State wins, my friend had, like, you could rewind. There was this girl, I'm not sure if she's drunk or not, but she's wearing a skirt and big cowboy boots up to like her knees. They're high-heeled.
No.
She steal those from you?
She's climbing over the wall and she like falters a little bit. She just caught herself before she hit the ground. Otherwise, she would have like
she did the ankle
toppled. Yeah, she would have toppled right in front. Like, imagine how embarrassing that is in person to like trip and like fall. That woman would have been on national TV falling on the field because she chose to rush the field.
I think like, you getting trampled to death or getting crushed to death is, you didn't ask for that. You trying to climb over a wall and jump down 12 feet onto a field and you break your leg or twist your ankle or whatever. That's a little bit more of like okay, you did that.
You put yourself in that
would you storm a field?
Would you storm a field?
I would. If a Clarion won a big game.
Yeah, okay. They did way back in the day, back when I was in, and I didn't go to it. So
I missed Temple basketball because definitely not the football. Well, no, our football team actually went to bowl games when I was in college, but Temple men's basketball beat number 3 Georgetown and number 2 Villanova in my time there at Temple, and I missed both of those games. And I wish that I had been there. And they stormed the court. I wish that I could have been a part of all that. And I would have absolutely stormed the court.
When you think about it, storming a basketball court to me is even more dangerous because it's a lot smaller space.
Yeah.
That happened to me. Junior year of high school, Butler went to the playoffs. We were at the last game before Hershey. I remember because these boys from the other team were throwing Hershey Kisses at us, and we picked them up and we whipped them back at them.
I'd pick them up and eat them.
And so, but we were playing one of the games that they played at Grove City College. I remember because those bleachers are like wooden. They're kind of steep. They did storm the court, and my friend and I got knocked down, and we were laughing, and she peed herself.
Much like Derek
I didn't get hurt.
On the show.
I didn't get hurt.
She brought that on herself.
But no, she was laughing so hard because we didn't expect that. And they came from behind us and we were like in the middle of the bleachers and we stood up, we were screaming and all of a sudden everyone just came like charging down and we did get knocked down, but we laughed. We didn't get hurt. That's my story.
I actually have a very similar comparison here. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl in 2018. No, not in this story.
That's next week.
On my way to work today. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, I was in Philly and I ran to Broad Street from my friend's place and was there for an hour celebrating.
Were there people getting trampled?
There were a lot of people with trombones. I've told this story before. There were a lot of people with trombones playing the Eagles fight song. Yeah, trombones. Very specifically, there was a couple trumpets and there was like a clarinet. But there was way more people with trombones, and I don't know why.
Was there anybody getting trampled? I said.
Trampled.
I said no. I said there was a lot of trombones.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So you traded in the trampling for trombones.
Trampolines on the football field, maybe not a bad idea.
my then girlfriend, now wife, was with me on that trip, and so we both were on the sports staff at Carlisle Sentinel at that time. When we left, a bunch of our coworkers made jokes to Mallory to make sure that she reported when I was thrown in jail if the Eagles won and I got too drunk and celebrated that night. When we came back, they asked Mallory if I had gotten into any trouble, and I said no, and they were all disappointed by this. And they also they were holding the cliche of like Philly's gonna burn the city down. They're all like gonna destroy the place and everything. It was like one car got flipped, a couple people like got arrested for disorderly conduct. It's no different from any other city celebrating its own championship. It's not like Philadelphia was going to just
car flip, though?
Nuke itself.
What?
I'm glad I didn't have the car though. That would suck.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you got to your car and you're like, oh man, you're like, I was super excited we won and now my car's flipped. How do I fix this?
How did you celebrate the Steelers' last Super Bowl win? You were what, 10?
I lived across the street. I think I went to sleep, went to school the next day.
Woo! Man.
Living large.
Living the Villa Loca.
All right.
Week 4 next week. We'll see you. Enjoy the football.
Go Birds.
6-2 stack monster. 6-2 stack monster. Ready? We encourage you to subscribe to the Butler Eagle YouTube channel and Apple or Spotify podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Alter Eagle Podcast and at Butler Eagle News. Goodbye.